Welcome everyone in front of the screens and here in Zodiac. Today Annunciation will reveal selection of the finalists of the European Union Prize in Contemporary Architecture, Mies van der Rohe edition 2022. Today's conference is held in Zodiac, Warsaw Pavilion of Architecture. Zodiac is one of the nominated buildings for the award and also holds exhibition presenting Polish nominations to the award. There are 25 Polish works presented at the exhibition, along with historical ones and in context of the European architecture. Also, you can find two shortlisted nominees from Poland to the award that are still fighting for the being in the finalist. My name is Magda Maciąg and I'm a curator of the exhibition, and I will be moderating today's event. Conference and the exhibition is organized in cooperation between Fundacja Mies van der Rohe and European Commission, the city of Warsaw, Warsaw branch of the Association of Polish Architects. Today's event and the exhibition in Zodiac would not take place without support from our partners. Partners of the conference and exhibition are Office Plus, Farby KB, Cosentino, Gabarit, and Vasco. Partners of the organizers are New Trendy, Bejot, and Cosentino. And media partners of this event and the exhibition are Architektura Murator Monthly and Architecture Snob. Thank you very much for the support. The conference is planned for 1 hour. It contains 2 parts. First part with welcoming words from organizers and annunciation of the finalists. After annunciation, there will be a few moments for questions for the press. In second part, there will be discussion about the selected work with the experts of the foundation. Annunciation will start from few words of welcome from our organizers' representatives, which are from Fundacja Mies van der Rohe, Mr. Ivan Blasi, curator of the European Union Mies van der Rohe Award. From the city, Mr. Marlena Hapach, architect of the city, head of the department of the architecture and special planning. And from Warsaw branch of the Association of the Polish Architects, Mrs. Marta Sękulska-Wrońska, the president of the branch. Mr. Ivan Blasi, I think it's time for you. Thank you.
Dzień dobry, good morning, and thank you very much, Magda. On behalf of the Creative Europe program of the European Commission and the Mies van der Rohe Foundation in Barcelona, we are very happy to make this announcement today from Warsaw and from this specific place, which is the Zodiac, one of the 532 works which were nominated to the prize this year, which is also about renovation and which has been one of the important topics that we will see. We have already seen in the group of 40 works, and which we will also see has been important in the selection of the finalist works. We want to thank very much the Zodiac team, and this means the city of Warsaw and also the Association of Architects of Poland, the SARP, Also, all those of you, there are many faces that I recognize, so this means that I have been coming to Poland very often, and that the importance given to architecture and its role has been very important in the last years. And actually, that's where the exhibition that we're very happy that is being hosted over here was born. No, the seed started in Katowice, trying to understand the evolution of architecture in Poland since 1996, and then we celebrated the 10th the anniversary of Architektura Murator here in Warsaw, and we have been able to now also extend the exhibition and make an exhibition which puts together the 2022 projects, the most actual projects, together with all these 532 European works. So, as I was saying, also thanking all the architects that this year had a project, and some of them also participated with models and in the different discussions and conversations that you have been having over here. So I don't want to extend myself much more, and congratulate absolutely all the nominated projects, the shortlisted, and then we will also congratulate the finalists today. And just continue following us. And thank you very, very much.
Dzień dobry, witamy w Warszawie. Welcome to Warsaw. I'm really happy that we can host this conference here in our city. I can only imagine the emotions of all the nominees waiting for this announcement of the finalists. And I have to say already that I want to congratulate all of you, because you are creating the best European architecture. I'm really proud that we have 25 Polish nominations, and among them 5 Warsaw buildings. This is only few examples of the most fascinating buildings from Warsaw. So welcome here. I really want to invite you to visit our city and to see how our city is changing. And maybe you can do something great here, because we are waiting for the best architecture. Thank you.
Dzień dobry, witamy w Warszawie. Hello and welcome to Warsaw. On behalf of the Warsaw branch of Polish Architects Association, SARP, we wanted to create a place, or this place, Zodiac, when we are now, was created out of a dream of architects from our association, who dreamt of a place where we could talk about architecture, but most of all conduct a dialogue with the Warsaw citizens. And luckily, this dream became a common dream for us and our partner, the city of Warsaw. And we are able for 2 years now, over 2 years now, conducting the dialogue with the citizens, showing the best solutions to improve the quality of life in Warsaw. Warsaw branch of Architects Association organized the exhibition of nominated works this year, showing the highest quality of architecture, but most of all, also the idea that stands behind these architects' works. We are very happy that architects of this pavilion, Kalata Architecci, was nominated for the prize. Today, we are really honored as a mission of Zodiac is accomplished, because today we are hosting the event that is a feast of architecture, and as enthusiasts of architecture, not only in Warsaw, not only in Europe, but all around the world. Thank you. Thanks for the support for the foundation of Mies van der Rohe, and congratulations for all the nominees and finalists that will be soon announced. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's the time for the annunciation. The list of the selected finalists will be announced by Mr. Witold Naturski, acting head of the European Commission representation in Poland. Please.
Dzień dobry, good morning. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the European Commission and to announce the 7 finalists' works of the 2022 European Union Prize for Contemporary Architecture, the Mies van der Rohe Award. And this is the first time I actually do it, so I will try to be brief, but please forgive me my mistakes. I have my notes with me and I will be reading from them to be the most accurate it is possible. And the first accuracy needed is the number that was already given here. It's the 532 projects participated, from which the jury selected 40 in a very thorough review, and from there we will announce the 5 architecture finalists and the 2 emerging architecture finalists in a moment. The prize has been ongoing biannually since 1988 and focusing on social inclusion, sustainability, circularity, and aesthetical research. And if we think how much the quality of our cities is connected to those principles, both in terms of quality of space and the quality of life, of course, we understand the importance of architecture and its quality today. The 7 finalist projects this year are in 7 different cities, and their authors are from 9 cities, which is important in terms of understanding the pan-European scope of the architecture of this award. The European Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth, Ms. Maria Gabriel, sent a message when the 40 shortlisted works were announced that I think is important to repeat today. And as she's the commissioner responsible for, at the European level, at the Commission level, for this initiative, and also responsible for Creative Europe and Horizon Europe, the words that she said are worth repeating. I quote, "Rethinking the way we are building is a must. High-quality architecture is a cornerstone of the European Commission's approach to sustainability, and in redefining European architects' role and caregivers, architecture contributes to the European Green Deal and its cultural component, the new European Bauhaus." The EU Prize for Contemporary Architecture highlights the contribution of architecture to sustainable development. We need young people, architects, artists, education and cultural professionals, innovators, entrepreneurs, and the regional authorities from all over Europe to actively engage and benefit from this initiative, end of quote. This call for action by Madam Commissioner is the perfect introduction to the announcement of the finalists, which I have the honor to do right now, so here we go. The 5 architecture finalists' works are 85 social housing units by Corneilla de Llobregat and the Paris Total Architects. Forgive my mistakes. Fritz 23, Berlin, by Deadline, Britta Jürgens and Matthew Griffin. The Railway Farm, Paris, by Grand Huy and Mélanie Drevet. Townhouse, Kingston University, London, by Grafton Architects. And Z33 House for Contemporary Art, Design and Architecture, Hasselt, by Francesca Torzo. And this year we are also announcing the 2 emerging architecture finalists, and they are Enrico Fermi School, Turin, by BDR Bureau, and La Borda Cooperative Housing from Barcelona by La Colle. Let me congratulate all those involved in those projects. And it's important to know that at the end of April, the 2022 award winners will be announced from among the people. In May, the shortlisted works, including the winners and finalists, will open their doors to all public to be visited and have an in-situ experience together with the architects and those involved in the organization of the prize. And the award ceremony will take place at the Barcelona Pavilion on the 12th of May in the context of a series of debates and conferences directed at all audiences. The presentation of the catalogue with all the 532 nominated projects for the 2022 prize, the exhibition and the evening celebration open to everybody will also take place. Again, congratulations to all those who have participated and a big thank you all those who make the prize possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So exciting. And congratulations to all the finalists. At the moment, we will start the second part of this conference. So thank you very much for the accompanying and welcoming. And I would like to invite guests, experts who will be discussing the selected finalists. Among the guest experts are Mrs. Ewa Poremska, please welcome, an architect, architectural critic, curator, editor-in-chief of the Architektura Murator Monthly, Mr. Marcin Szczelina, architecture critic, curator, founder of the Architecture Snob, Hubert Tramer, please come over, architect, lecturer, architecture critic, member of the New European Bauhaus High-Level Roundtable, and Mrs. Natalia Paszkowska, an architect, member of the competition jury in association of the Polish architects in Poland. We need to make a small rearrangement, and in a second we will try to somehow discuss the finalists. Maybe in context of Polish architecture and what we have on our exhibition. Yeah, I think we need one more chair. Yeah, I think so. Thank you for me. It will be helpful. Okay. So maybe we will start discussion and I will give the voice to Ivan Blasi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Magda. And I also want to thank very strongly the jury members, the 7 jury members who had a difficult time always, judging colleagues and judging architecture and also explaining a story. What do these finalists explain? What do the 40 shortlisted works also explain? And then after visiting the finalists, the 5 finalists, the architecture ones, they will have to reach a decision. So, and also all the experts and associations that as a network or a community, I would say, make this finally possible. So actually, I wanted to ask you, Eva, you were involved in the prize jury when the Harpa building won the prize, no? And could you, I would like to share that you shared with us a little bit your experience in this process of, at this point, choosing the finalists.
Yes, thank you, Ivan, for this question. But I hope you don't mind that I will start with something more general. Because all we know that the situation in Europe is very specific now. Because of political reason and because of the tension around Ukraine. So I think that it is a good moment to say that we feel the solidarity. And I want to say that thanks to Mies van den Rohe Foundation that you organized this event here in Warsaw and that we can speak about democracy, that we can speak about our future. And architecture is a part of it. But back to the question, 2013, it's always not so easy to choose. But I think that jury have experience, discuss a lot, travels. But it's also important that we always look for the message. And we should remember that in 2008, the crisis started in Iceland. So when we saw this fantastic building, Harpa, the concert hall and the meeting hall, which gathered public and private money, we thought that it is a fantastic symbol of resilience. That it is something that we can look at the future with optimism. And it was the message, special message in 2013.
Thank you very much, Eva. In fact, it is very important, all the things that are going around, that are happening in the news during the conversations that the jury members have every 2 years, no, when there's the prize. And we absolutely give all our support to our Ukraine friends who have also participated in different ways through the Architecture Association, the architects, the experts, and with some very, very interesting projects, which also deal with some of the decisions taken by the jury, no, on giving importance to the reuse of certain projects. We'll speak about it because it's connected to the new European Bauhaus as well. Also, kind of how industry is coming, or certain industries are coming back to the city. For example, the farm project, and how policies are also changed slowly or in small steps to improve the way that we live or that things are built. And Marcin, to do that, it is also very important to reach, everybody, and that everybody gets involved. And as much as Eva involved with Arquitectura Murator, you with the new magazine, Architecture Snob, but also connected to the online ways of disseminating architecture, are important tools, and many others that I know exist over here in Poland, no, in other cities and so on. How do you see this kind of connection with a general audience interested in architecture?
Hello. First of all, I would like to congratulate all nominated architects. I think that your work is important, and especially you can see on the nomination project that that kind issue like climate change are important. Important is also the social issue in architecture, and I not will be original, but I will quote Renzo Piano, who said one time that when we read bad book, we can close it. When we listen not really high quality music, we can turn off. With architecture is quite difficult because architecture stay with us from many years. So that's the reason this is important also for us, for me, Eva, and probably for everybody, for run the architecture magazine and run the discussion about architecture to make it more fruitful, make it more meritocratic, and focus on the very important issue. And I think that our nominated work represented, for example, these 5 finalists also speak about the problem in architecture that we want to solve it. And architecture try to do that. So I am very happy that we have this possibility to run the discussion.
Thank you very much, Marcin. And Hubert, you're a high representative of the expert table of the European Union Commission on the new European Bauhaus, which has, in a very summarized way, these aims of finding a more sustainable environment in Europe, also with the participation of everybody, so that it integrates everybody, and also taking into account the aesthetics, and also the different fields. We also have the new European Bauhaus prizes that are now open, and they will be open. The deadline is 28th February. So I think it would be also interesting to see a little bit well, your point of view on the shortlisted works, because the other ones we just got to know them now, and this connection with the aims of the Commissioner's project and also the President's project of the new European Bauhaus.
Also, I see that there is a strong connection of the ideas, and I must say also that the European Prize for Contemporary Architecture Mies van der Rohe Award, even before start of a new European Bauhaus, has followed the values, and the previous winner, the assembly of renovated apartment in apartment block settlement in Bordeaux is between the strong references in the European Bauhaus. So and in this edition, in 40 finalists, you can see that in fact most of the shortlisted award combine the reuse with the social issues. And I think that at least every have one of those issues, and many of them combine those issues. And with the aesthetics, at the start of New European Bauhaus, aesthetic was understood purely visual. But after discussions, also in my expert groups, in the high-level roundtable, which I'm the member, we pointed out that the poor visual quality is something which can be for some cultures different, and so it was more switch into the quality of experience of different spaces, and when we see this shortlisted work, it's again, you can see that there is quality of experience, and also the question of integration of different social groups, so not to exclude anybody. So those two important programs of European Union come along in very far extent.
Thank you very much, Hubert. And also, this is the European Year of Youth. So this is also important because this is the first time that we have announced two emerging finalist works, which we thought was important because the jury had many discussions on what an emerging practice, emerging architecture could be. I think that happens pretty often because it's not clearly defined. It's a discussion for the jury to decide. And they thought that these two projects brought a lot of very interesting discussion and debates. And as you were speaking about renovation or transformation, and we are in Zodiac, which is the result of this process. But something that yesterday we were speaking with you, Magda, and that I also think is very interesting is that when we look in front, there's the plaza. And so we understand this building as extending towards the public space over there where part of your activities take place and part of the city's activities take place. And so this is all a pedestrian space. So we don't see cars, we don't hear cars. We know they're a little bit further away. And I wanted to ask you about the situation or your opinion on the importance, also the growing importance of natural habitats within the city, public spaces or natural spaces, and the improvement of air quality in big cities, which is always a big problem. And, well, how these small kind of refurbishments or projects can help as well in improving the daily life.
Zodiac is quite special in this context because it's actually sitting in the, like you said, completely pedestrian area, and because the subject that is discussed in the building and the idea that it's going after it is about the education and popularization and bringing the awareness about the good architecture and the sustainability ideas, which part is the good air in the city and the greenery and making a better place for the citizens as well. In that place, we have opportunity to discuss it with some events and like today's, for example, but also exhibitions that are going out to the city and to the plaza. We were talking about the challenges, how to bring those sustainability ideas into the reality in Warsaw. And from the architect's point of view and a designer, I would say that there are there are three major elements that are defining it, how it will be developed. And one is, of course, the law and the codes that we have and we as designers needs to address. And the other one is the awareness of our clients, the investors. And awareness of the designers. We all need to learn every day. And in Warsaw, it looks like it's going in a really good direction, as I would say. There is a lot of implementation of the greenery and the policy to sustain the proper air conditioning of the whole city. Works are going. We as a association and Warsaw branch are discussing and with the city trying to bring something from us as well. I think it looks all really good. And through work in the Zodiac, we are trying to bring the awareness for the investors and to reach them and to the citizens. This space is have amazing spot in the like you said, in the city. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic.
Great. Yeah, and that is necessary as well. Being optimistic is very much
true.
a part of it. And Natalia, you're also here representing the SARP, the Association of Polish Architects. And I wanted to ask you a difficult question, I think, after seeing right now these works, these really great 7 finalist works. Do you think they would be possible right now in the Polish context?
Maybe I start with a topic that's on my mind lately. We live in these specific times where architecture is very generic, thanks to globalization, and trying to figure out what's exceptional about European architecture. I believe that it's the same as it comes to European culture, music, etc. It's about not seeking the perfection, but taking the risk, looking for innovation, pushing the boundaries. I think that this is really like a unique European value when it comes to culture. And as we know it, it's really important to do it in architecture. And when I saw the finalists, I think all of them represent quite humble architecture, but the functions are interesting. Probably they are very innovative in the scale of the region when these buildings are placed, designed. And I see more of such buildings and building programs happening in Poland, not only in the major cities, which is very interesting. We have many great designs of school, kindergartens. That's a novelty in Poland. And I think this is the most important thing, because kids will be spending many years in these institutions. And when they came out from architecture that is carved out in this way, that is good architecture, they will need the same quality in their everyday life. So that's the hope.
Yes, I totally agree, and also remember that the jury was pushing very strongly for that, and Georg Pendel, for example, was saying that in Europe we are quite good in designing concert halls and museums. You know, we've seen the quality of those public buildings already being very, very high, but what we have to achieve is also a very high quality of the everyday architecture, which obviously includes houses, kindergartens, schools, every single thing that we transform in public spaces and so on around us. I'm not sure if there's any questions from the audience. Or maybe we can translate it for those who...
I wanted to find out what the difference is between the main prize and the prize for emerging architects.
Yes, the main difference is that the emerging architects don't have a body of work that has been strongly published or disseminated so far. So they are still studios of architecture, which are interesting because of their thoughts. Not only this project that we see over here is one of the projects that the jury has seen, but we are also aware of their thinking. So through other documents and so on, the jury gets to know a bit more their way of understanding architecture and approaching the different challenges that there are. And from there, it's not that much about age, but or the years that the studio has been in practice or so on, but mostly that they have started rather recently and they have reached a very high quality work of architecture that has been built, such as we have seen in these two. So it's a decision that every year can change a little bit, but departing from these parameters. Thank you.
I also wanted to find out about the exhibition of the winning awardees, because the main exhibition will be held in Barcelona, and I was wondering whether there will be a chance to see it in other countries of Europe as well.
So the exhibition that we prepare, and that includes the winners, the finalists, the shortlisted, and all the 532, even if it's in a short way. But we have digital ways to also then extend the information of all these projects. Starts in Barcelona with the EU Miesa Awards Day that will be on the 12th of May. It starts in Barcelona, but then it travels in June already to Cologne in Germany. From there, in July, it will travel to Brussels, to Beaux-Arts. After that, in October, we can visit it in Vienna, at the Architekturzentrum in Vienna, and that's until the end of the year. And so the following year, we're still reaching agreements to continue showing that exhibition. But there's also another format, because that one has videos, models, texts, quotes, and photographs and drawings and that. But there's another format that we normally also propose to universities to host, which is a printed version showing these works. So that one, it just kind of the universities can ask us for it, and then they can show it. So it's another way to also have what you are seeing over here in a simplified way, but also showing it to a younger generation, and from there also attracting everybody else to the universities where they are studying architecture, landscape, or urban studies.
And my last question, I wanted to find out how you assess the level of those designs that have been nominated here in this country.
Yes, to do that, it's very, very important, the network that we have. So the experts, which are on ground, which are here today, the Polish ones, that also includes the associations of architects. So those are the ones that know what's going on site, let's say, and can be aware of smaller, less known architectural projects that have been built. And that is how we make this already first, we could say, short list or long list of the nominees. And then just in case some works have been left out, we also have the advisory committee of the prize, which is composed of the directors of the architecture museums throughout Europe, that we sit down and they discuss on the list of works that have been already nominated and check if some works have been left out. Sometimes people say, okay, I'm not going to nominate this work because somebody else will for sure, no? And then nobody does that. So it's checking that nothing is left out. Obviously, it's always difficult, but we hope that this is the way that we can leave out as little as possible.
Okay, thank you. I think we will finish on that. Thank you all very much for attendance for today's conference, and congratulations again to all the finalists. Thank you very much.